Demas pressed her ear against the cold stone door at the southeastern entry room, straining to catch any sounds of lurking monstrosities. Satisfied with the silence, she signaled to the others. Without hesitation, Buffy and Danny kicked the door wide open, revealing a 10-foot-wide passage with meticulously worked walls that ended abruptly at a dark, swirling river. A rickety wooden bridge spanned the 20-foot gap. The Aunties gestured to the men, and cautiously, the group began to cross. As they made their way over, a decayed hand shot up from the water, dragging one of the men into its depths. The creature's teeth tore into his neck, and his screams echoed through the chamber. The Aunties sprang into action, swiftly dispatching the undead assailant, but it was too late for the unfortunate victim. His blood turned the water crimson. The group, now wary and on edge, continued their journey. They discovered a grand passage lined with 2 rows of ancient columns, stretching 50 feet wide. The path twisted sharply to the right, extending for another 120 feet before ending at a massive stone door. The Aunties, ever cautious, listened for any sounds on the other side before kicking it open. A gust of stale wind hit their faces, revealing another long corridor. The men, exhausted, were allowed a brief rest while the torchbearers lit new torches. Venturing further, the party entered a chamber filled with a hot, earthy smell. Dripping water from the southwest corner nearly masked the sound of approaching footsteps. A peculiar wardrobe leaned against the northern wall, and a strange pot sat ominously in the center of the room. The Aunties led the group toward the southern passage, seeking to avoid whatever was making the noise. At a 4-way intersection, they turned left, then quickly right, triggering a false wall trap. Forced to ascend a staircase, they found themselves in a new chamber, not the surface. 2 staircases and a pair of hobgoblins awaited them. The hobgoblins, alerted by their noise, were ready. A fierce battle ensued, but the Aunties, skilled and merciless, made quick work of the foes. The Aunties ordered the men to search the hobgoblins, yielding a mere 24 copper pieces. One man was commanded to open a chest found nearby. As he lifted the lid, his eyes widened in surprise before he collapsed, dead from a contact poison. Inside the chest, a glint of metal hinted at treasure, but the loss tempered their triumph. After a brief rest and relighting of torches, the party descended another staircase, only to be ambushed by 5 foul-smelling troglodytes. A brutal fight ensued, leaving the troglodytes dead at their feet. They scoured the room for exits, discovering a faint outline of a hidden door on the western wall. After much effort, they found a latch and pushed the door open, revealing a rough-hewn passage. In the dim light, the passage seemed to lead nowhere. Desperate, the group searched every wall for hidden mechanisms. Finally, they discovered a strange device in the southeastern wall, but struggled to open it. Without warning, boring beetles dropped from the ceiling and burst from the walls, their lair now a deadly trap. The Aunties and their party fought valiantly, but one by one they fell, their screams echoing in the darkness as the beetles overwhelmed them. Thus ended the grim journey of the Aunties and their unfortunate companions, their bones left to rot in the forgotten depths of the dungeon.